So today we are doing Canto 11 Part 2. This is chapter 22nd. Enumeration of elements of material creation. Now this is a discourse between Krishna and Uddhava. We had completed till verse 32 yesterday, but today we are doing verse 33 onwards. Till yesterday, whatever we had done, it was all about the threefold distinctions of senses, the objects of perception, and the presiding deity, the God that is concerned with it. So today we are going to do the verse 32nd, chapter 22, enumeration of the elements of material creation. When the three modes of nature are agitated, the resultant transformation appears as the element, false ego, in three places: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Generated from the Mahat Tattva, which is itself produced from the unmanifest Pradhana, this false ego becomes the cause of all material illusions and duality. So, in the previous verse, we had done how the different senses are involved, the eyes, the ears, and so on and so forth, how they interact with the nature that is outside of us, everything around us, and they create a kind of a differentiation in this thinking process of ours. That is, the mind gets agitated. The agitation happens somewhere in the mind, and because of which the three gunas, that is sattva, rajas, and tamas, how do they interact? So this is the verse where we are going to do, what we are going to do over here is how they interact. Let me just increase my thing. Colder. So, the agitation which happens and the resultant transformation appears because of the false ego. Now, three gunas are there, which is sattva, rajas, and tamas. Sattva is connected to goodness, rajas is connected to action, and the third one, which is connected to ignorance, which is tamas. How do they interact? Now, if I have to look at an object, when I am seeing an object in front of me, let us say I have taken an object. There is a bottle of wine kept in front of me. Just imagine, there's a bottle of wine kept in front of me. Now this wine, when it is right in front of me, what happens? If I am in the tamasic guna, my eyes will look at it and they will say, oh my God, nice wine. Okay, let me drink. And the moment I see it, I'll open it and start drinking. This is what happens. The moment a tamasic guna is involved in the process, the eyes, the mind, the body interacts with this bottle, that's an object outside, and says, I want to drink. Why do I want to drink? Because I want to get intoxicated. That is the idea. So, tamoguna, that is the third mode, which is ignorance, will always tell me how I will get involved with this bottle outside. Now we will take the second guna. The moment a person who is, now he has seen the same bottle. So the first thing he will say is, it's a very nice bottle. I think I will take it with me. It is expensive, so why will I allow my friends to have it? I will have it myself. So I will put it in my bag and I'll take it with me. Or I can sell this bottle for a profit because I got it over here. It's lying over here and I have taken it, so I can sell it for a profit. This is the interaction of this object with the eyes, with the mind, with the body. The senses, you remember these three things? The body, the senses, the mind. They all interact with the object outside and says, oh, here it is. I want to make profit out of it. I want to enjoy it thoroughly. I want it all for myself. Can I make money out of it? These are the things that pass off in the mind of that person, and he interacts exactly as per his guna. So this is a person who interacts in the second way. Now we come to the third part. Now in the third part, what happens? A person who is connected with the guna number 3, which is goodness. In his world, he may be a teetotaler. He doesn't drink at all. He doesn't even care about wines or liquors or whatever. He is not bothered. So when he looks at, even if the bottle of wine is in front of him, it doesn't make any click noise in his brain. Nothing. Nothing happens to him. There is no connectivity between the bottle of wine and his mind, even though the object is visible to him. As an example, I'm using a bottle of water just now. So, okay, I don't drink wine or anything. So it is just for understanding purpose. I'm just using some bottle over here. Now, how does this interact in the person connected to the goodness? He has never drunk in his life, maybe. Or in very rare occasions where it might have been a wedding party or something like that, maybe he has had a sip somewhere. So he will look at the bottle and he will say, oh, somebody must have left this bottle over here by mistake. Let me find out whose is it. You understand? His interaction with the bottle is completely different than the other two gunas. He is interested in trying to return the bottle to somebody. He is interested in not drinking it. He is interested in just keeping it aside and not getting in. He is not interacting with it at all. So the person who is connected to the goodness aspect is not interested or is not at all attached to the object per se. So I hope you understood how this works. So when the three modes of nature are agitated, the bottle was the agitation. The resultant transformation appears as the element of false ego in three phases. So it appears in three phases of goodness, passion, and ignorance, generated from the Mahatattva. The Mahatattva around us creates that, it shakes us up, which is itself produced from the unmanifest pradhana. Where has all this entire creation come into the picture? It has come from the unmanifest. If you remember, this is exactly how I told you. There is God. God has created the unmanifest. The unmanifest has created the manifest. Manifest means everything that you can see, touch, feel, so on and so forth. That is what interacts with this individual, and the gunas are mixing around, and the resultant is exactly the way I put it across to you. And the manifest present, this false ego becomes the cause of all material illusions and duality. So the last line of this, it's a very, very important line, because we are going to get introduced to another topic. It creates a sort of a duality in that person. Whether it is sattva, rajas or tamas, all the gunas interacting, it creates duality. Duality means there is two. The object, the person, and the process of drinking. Got it? So when there is an object involved, there's a person involved, there's somebody who is going to drink it, and the process of drinking. So another two things got added to it. For every process, there are three things. Okay, for every process. One is the object, any object that is there. Now let us say I am using a device which is a recording device. Okay, this is a recorder. The one who is speaking, number two. The number three is recording. It is getting interacted. Now, another example, car, driver, driving, right? So car is there, driver is there, and driving is the process. So these are the three things that come in, they involve a process of action. Now we are introducing this topic of what is called as material illusion and duality. What is material illusion and duality? Let us go back to the example of the wine. Now wine, everybody knows that wine contains alcohol. It is understood that alcohol can induce intoxication. Is that understood? Alcohol by itself creates intoxication. So tell me something. This intoxication which is created by the alcohol, is it involved in that object itself? Yes, it is very much in the object. So is it coming up because of something? No, it is always there in that object. Alcohol per se gives us a kind of a heady feeling, and it can make us lose control. I'm sure you know where the center for control is, for keeping ourselves steady, is in the ear. In the inner ear, there's a place called cochlea. It looks like a shell, the round kind of a shell. Inside that, there is a balancing liquid. And when the imbalance happens, when you get intoxicated, the balance is upset. And that is the reason why those who get intoxicated, they cannot walk straight. They have a problem. So tell me, is the bottle actually inducing it? Is the liquor actually inducing it? This is one question you need to ask. If I am going to give another example. Now, what is that example? Let us say there is a beautiful woman. Now, there is so many controversies going on today in the world. There is a very beautiful actress. So, is the actress actually inducing somebody to go and rape her? That is what has happened in, so many people have come out against this one producer. Now, is the actress actually trying to seduce him? No, she is a beautiful looking woman. That's it, period. Alcohol is only an intoxicant, period. It is your interaction with that object. It's that Weinstein. Okay, here we are talking about wine and there is Weinstein also. Weinstein's reaction with whoever the actress might be. Okay, think. It has nothing to do with the object. The object is not telling, come to me, come to me, come to me. The object is not saying, the wine bottle is not saying, come to me. The actress is not telling, come and rape me. No, she is not saying those words. What is happening is, it is triggering a reaction in the person, the individual. The individual connected with the gunas. He or she is interacting with those objects. The object is actually not doing anything. The object has in itself inherent qualities. Like I told you, alcohol in the bottle is intoxicating. Period. That is it. A woman, a beautiful woman, when you look at her, naturally you are going to get swayed. That is understood. But it is within your hands whether you want to drink the bottle or you want to get swayed by that woman. This is in the hand of that individual. Let us be very clear about this. The object doesn't do anything. It is the individual interacting with it. The car is still there. It is the driver who has to put the keys and turn it on and then drive. That's it. So did you understand this? This is how it works. So the duality exists. The duality in the object is there. The object and the individual interaction is going to be different. And it is going to create material illusion. It's going to create illusion in the mind of the person. Now I will teach you how illusion is created. We will do the next verse. In that you will get an explanation. The speculative arguments of philosophers, the world is real, no, it is not real, is based upon incomplete knowledge of the Supreme Soul and is simply aimed at understanding material dualities. Although such argument is useless, person who has turned their attention away from me, their own true self, are unable to give it up. So I will again come back to the two examples. One is the wine bottle and the second one is a beautiful actress. See the examples. The world is real? No, it is not real. For a person who is in the tamoguna, the bottle of wine becomes an addictive kind. He is going to jump on the bottle and drink it up. That's it. You know, there are many people in this world who we call alcoholic, whom we say that they have these problems in their life. And somebody will say, oh, I drink because I have to, forget something. There are many reasons which a person gives. I do social drinking. People say these kind of words, I have gone for a party. If I don't have a glass of wine in my hand, it is not going to look nice. I am with friends or relatives and they are offering me wine. I need to drink it. This is how a person looks at it. So the interaction is this. So the person in the tamoguna, the person who is controlled by ignorance, he looks at it and he says, I have to drink it. There are no two ways about it. And let me drink it to that level where I completely lose my sense. Okay? I will drink it till I am completely sozzled. That is number one. So how does he look at the bottle? The world is real, what he says. This bottle is very much real. I have to drink it. This is how he looks at it. No, it is not real is also another argument which he gives. He says, any which way people call me a drunkard. What difference does it make if I drink 10 bottles or 20 bottles? What difference is it anyway going to make? Is it going to change the way people think about me? It doesn't make any difference to me. I have got so used to this that any which way it doesn't make a difference to me. It is like, I have given this example before. My father-in-law was in the army, and every evening he would bring out the bottle and sit with it. And he will drink up to a particular level and then he will close the bottle and keep it away. I don't know what it was actually. I really have no clue about what the liquor was, but army men are supposed to drink. I mean, that is exactly how he put it. I have to anyway drink. For him, it was very much real. But there's another person, I told you, there's a second kind of a person who looks at it from a different point of view. He looks at it in a completely different aspect. Why is it that the first person whom I'm talking about just now, who is a, alcoholic or whatever, is different than the person who is full of goodness? Why is he different? Both look at the object in a different manner. Now let us look at the actress. Second example. A person who is a sex maniac or something like that, he is going to look at the woman and he's already started disrobing her in his mind. Even before she has come into the picture, he has started that process. I'll give you the idea what Mr. Weinstein used to do. He was deliberately telling his actresses, for the story session, you have to come to my room. And in the room, he would be in a bathrobe. That means he had already prepared for the scene. Think, a person like this great producer, whom everybody thought was a great producer, was already in the process of disrobing the woman and raping her. So all the preparations were made. Okay? And then he would do what was necessary. So he falls under a different category, isn't it? Then there is another person who is full of goodness. He looks at that beautiful woman over there and he says, "Oh, I have seen your last film. It was very beautiful. Can I get an autograph?" He's not interested in removing her clothes. He's only interested in her autograph. And then he wants to go and tell his friends, I met this actress. I was such a beautiful, that is it. Beyond that, he is not even interested in it. These two interactions of the same person, of the same object. Think, how does that work? Why is it that one person gets completely intoxicated and the second one doesn't even touch the bottle? These are two extremes we are taking. And in the second case, one person is already prepared for the whole show of raping the woman. And on another side, the person is only interested in an autograph. Are these two things different? So why is this interaction with the object different? This is the verse which we are doing, which will explain to you. We have always thought, in our minds that somebody is very good at heart. Somebody is very good at heart. Now, one day one person told me that this person is so very nice. There was one gentleman with this lady. This person is so very nice. Then I said, please look in his bag or look in his pocket. If he is carrying condoms with him, he is not nice. He has already thought of seducing you. So what gives you the right to say that he is nice? That person has already thought of it well in advance. Please understand, the moment the future action is already pre-planned, when there is a pre-planning of the future action, you are already in very big debt, and that debt is called karma. In today's day and age, in India, women are told, carry condoms with you when they are in school and colleges. Or in the United States, they are distributing. Some places I read. But why is it so? Are you not preparing people for this activity already? Yes, somebody will say, better be safe than sorry, isn't it? I mean, some of you will definitely object to it and say, oh, you cannot say those words. You better be safe than sorry. But you have already pre-planned the activity well in advance. And if the activity is pre-planned, I'm sorry, there is nothing which stops karma interacting with you. And you are already in debt with the karma and you have to pay for it. And the payment will have to happen. It will be happening in the future somewhere. So did you understand this portion where the world is real and no, it's not real? How does it work? When you have already got involved in an action with the object, it is real for you. See, whenever I say you doesn't mean you. You means the world, okay? Please, this is a general statement. You means the world, okay? The Krishna's way of looking at it is, there is a world and the world's interaction with objects is like this. It is based on incomplete knowledge. What is the incomplete knowledge? The incomplete knowledge is this. Every object, remember the knowledge which was imparted to you a few verses away. What did it say? Every object has its inherent nature or quality. I said these words. Every object has its own inherent nature or quality. So if I take the bottle of liquor, what is the inherent quality of that? Alcohol, intoxication. That is it, correct? Number one. Number two, if there is a lion or a tiger, you better be afraid. It's a ferocious, carnivorous animal. That is its nature. You remember the story where that particular lion, he thought that he is a sheep and he started bleating. And then another lion comes over there and says, don't be stupid, you are not a sheep, you are a lion, and roar. You cannot do meh, you have to do wow, like that, big noise. That is the nature of that animal. This is what you should remember. So if someone says to you, I am going to drink, but it's not going to intoxicate me, isn't that person wrong? The inherent quality of alcohol is intoxication. It is anyway going to create that reaction. Whether it is small or large, it depends. Again, it depends on the individual, the time, the place, so on and so forth. Right? There are people who are pedophiles. There are people who are rapists. There are people who are murderers. It is their inherent nature. It is in their blood. A person who is a serial killer, I'm sure you know there are serial killers out there. It is in their nature to kill that way. It is in the nature of a man to x-ray a woman. Please understand this. Whether it is Weinstein or any other man on this planet Earth, he is already thought in different terms. It is his inherent nature. A dog's nature is to bark. So this is what is being taught over here. The idea that the nature is there is forgotten by human beings. They believe this person is very nice, that person is very kind, that person is so and so, she is beautiful. I'm sorry, you are mistaken. It is only external. It is the way in which a person acts. The reality is different. The reality is not known. So this verse is going to tell you about the reality. What is the reality? This incomplete knowledge that we have about this world, we make judgments on people. We look at a person and we have made judgment. We look at a person who is a very nice, innocent looking person and we say, oh, so cute, so nice, so beautiful. So don't say that. It is only an external way in which the person is interacting. It is not the truth. So don't go by the looks. Don't go by how they behave, because it could just be a sham. All the politicians in the world, they give fantastic promises. Every politician gives promises. It is understood. He will say, I will build this for you. I will make that for you. I will do this and I will do that. It is inherent nature of the politician to not keep the promises. He will never keep promises. He is on the contrary going to fill his own pockets, which is his inherent nature. Everybody in this world who is a politician is a corrupt being. It's a general statement you think. But let me assure you that is the truth. Any person who is belonging to a particular category is having his inherent nature. They might forget their nature for a certain amount of time, just like the lion forgot his nature when he was among the sheep. He forgot his nature. But when another lion came into the picture, he remembered his nature. This is how we have to know. This is an example to tell you what is it that man has forgotten. One man is with another 100 men. Okay? Now, yesterday, when I was going to a place, there was a college in between. Now, this college houses more than 5,000-6,000 students. And so I asked my driver, this looks like a beautiful place. What is it? He said, sir, ye college hai. This is a college. Everybody who is studying over here is from outside. Why? Because the fees are very, very big money. Okay? The place where I am, it's Doon. Doon School. Dehradun. All the politicians' kids, all the actors' kids, all the rich people's children are studying over here. So he said to me, the driver told me, all the girls and the boys over here are corrupt. They hardly attend school or college. They are always roaming around on their bikes and roaming all over the hills. They are never there in their classes. So it was supposed to be a general statement. But is the statement true or false? The answer is in this particular example which I am going to give you. If you take a box of mangoes, and in that box of mangoes, one bad mango is kept, do you know all the other mangoes get spoiled? It is the company you keep which spoils the entire thing. So you will find that there are salespeople or marketing people in a company and they drink in their sales conferences, wherever they are, whatever they are doing. And so it is an understood fact that if you are a marketing person, you are used to drinking. Okay. Now, I worked for multinationals like Procter & Gamble and various other companies. And they expected me, because I was a part of a marketing team, that I should be drinking. So I told them, I'm sorry, I don't drink. So it is in whose hand? Whether you should drink or not drink, it is in that individual's hand, isn't it? But when you are in the company of those like-minded people, you normally tend to do that thing. So I hope you understood the example. If a person is in that particular vicinity or in that area, he will do exactly the way he is supposed to do. If you remember, our friend who came from the United States was talking in the way US people will speak. And for us Indians to understand American slang and the American way of talking was very difficult. I was not able to understand what she was saying because she stayed in New York. And when she came back over here, it was very difficult to understand. And everybody in India used to laugh at that. That is because when you get to in a company in a particular place where there are a group of people, you will do exactly what they do. So the language changes, the way you live changes, the way of dressing changes, the way you enact outside changes. In India, it is we will not greet namaste, good morning. We don't greet anybody like this. Nobody greets another person like this. The first thing that they will ask is, Uta aita? I mean, any time of the day, the first thing that one person will look at another person and say, Uta aita means, have you had your breakfast? I mean, they are only thinking of food. Think about it. I am meeting you, say at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the first thing that the person will ask me is, have you had your food? No. You don't even say hello. There is no hello. There is no good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Have you had your food? It is when you stay in a company of people, you start becoming exactly like that. So I hope you understood. When somebody is in one particular vicinity or a group, we start becoming like that. And that is the reason why the lion became a sheep. And he started bleating. So, if you are in the company of particular like-minded people, you become exactly like them. Your speech, the way you live, the way you behave, your way of dressing. So many things change. This dilemma I also had. The dilemma was this. Now, I am in spiritual. So when you are in spiritual, the first thing that you do is shave your head, and then you put on orange clothes like all the Babajis, all the gurus of this world, and you start doing namaste. It was completely, I mean, I was not even thinking on those lines. And imagine wearing orange clothes. So the period of time where I had to go through this disconnect was quite a big one. So way back in 2000, 2001, I said, maybe I should wear orange clothes. Why? Because every Babaji on this earth wears orange clothes. Then I said, no, 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 no. Let me wear white color clothes. And I started wearing white. All that pajama and that, the long choga, the dress that is there. And after 3 months, everybody around me started getting a peace of mind from me. Okay. I mean, I started shouting at everybody. And people told me, you are wearing these white color clothes. That's why you're behaving like this. So I said, okay, white color clothes, off with you. So white color clothes went away. After that, for many months, I was wondering, what am I supposed to do? Finally, I had a Guru Bandhu. She said to me, she said, Suresh, why are you bothered about all these things? This is all nonsense. And this evolution which happened along the way, I said, the easiest and the simplest clothes to wear will be, I am used to living in jeans. Let me wear jeans only. I'm used to wearing t-shirts all my life, okay? So let me wear t-shirts and a pair of jeans. Now, if somebody wants to call me as Adu Baba or a Babaji or a Guru or whatever, it's okay by me, it does not matter. Why do I need to bother about what others think about me? It is what I am inside that matters. If I am pure, if I am good, I don't have to bother about the clothes that I wear. I don't have to bother about whether I am sitting in a company or not sitting in a company. I know that I have never drunk in my life. Even if I sit with 100 people who are alcoholics, I will still not do it because it doesn't appear to me, it doesn't appeal to me. So any which way, this is how it is. So I hope you understood. The second part of this verse is talking of that. A person forgets in the company of other people that he is an individual, a different person. And he forgets the supreme soul inside of him. He gets enchanted by the three gunas. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And he becomes like that. How does he become? He goes in the company of people who are a like-minded kind, and he becomes like that. So you will find that when I went to Macau, by the way, Macau is the largest destination in the world for gambling. Las Vegas is 1/10 of Macau. If Las Vegas turnover is $50 billion, Macau's turnover is 500 billion. Because the Chinese have more money, I believe. So anyway, if you are sitting in a, what do you call that? A place
Casino.
where, casino, if you are sitting in a casino, everybody is gambling. It's an accepted fact, and you will also want to play those machines or something like that. So if you have gone to a bar, any which way you are going to drink. If you are on Tinder, today now Tinder is so much, left, right, whatever they do, you are anyway going to look at the beautiful girls or the men that are there, handsome guys or whoever it is. I mean, it's an accepted fact. And you get used to it. You're going to get involved in the process. This is because of the nature. I told you there are three natures, First is the ignorance, that is the tamoguna. The second one is action oriented, which is the rajas. And the third one is goodness, which is called sattva-guna. So you get involved in it. Forgetting the real you. Who is the real you? The real you is not supposed to be interacting with anything. You are not supposed to interact with anything. It is a neutral thing. What is the knowledge? A spiritual being understands. Remember the word I said, understands, realizes, accepts. What does he understand? When he sees other people drinking, he understands it is their nature to do so. So what is a spiritual person supposed to do? You don't become like them. You are a spiritual being. You are not supposed to interact with them. You are not supposed to be, abhorring them. You are not going to call them names. If they are drinking, they're drinking. Good. Why does it bother you? So a spiritual person is not supposed to be bothered about it. If there are Weinsteins in this world, if there are pedophiles in this world, they are doing what they are supposed to do. And the women and the children and every other person is doing exactly what their nature commands them to do. Why are you disturbed? A spiritual person is not disturbed because it is in their nature. It is in that producer's nature to do so. So every producer, whether you like it or not, is more or less the same. So why are we so much getting carried away by it? You understand things. When a politician is taking bribes or when a politician is telling lies, why do I need to bother my head about it? I am least bothered about it because I know every politician is telling me false things. Every politician is going to bullshit. He is never going to tell me the truth. He is going to stack up the money somewhere. That is his job. That is his nature. Why do I need to get involved in it? So a spiritual person knowing the real nature doesn't involve himself in it. He stays away from it. In the spiritual world, there are some spiritual leaders. Today, there are some spiritual leaders like the Pope is there in the Vatican. There is the Dalai Lama over here in India. Or there are some sages in the past, like Sai Babas of this world, not the Satya Sai Baba, the real Sai Baba, or Ramana Maharshi. He never made any political statements. The Pope doesn't make political statements at all. He doesn't say Donald Trump is good or this one is good or that one is good. He doesn't make any statements at all. Neither is the Dalai Lama involved in it. Mother Teresa also never involved herself in making any political statements. She took money wherever people gave her. She was not bothered whether that person was bad or good or evil or whatever it is. Her motivation in life was to elevate the poor people's, unhappiness. It was remove it away. She was involved in her work and she did it very, very nicely. She was not tainted by the people around her. So a spiritual person is not bothered about these kind of disturbances. He doesn't get involved. She doesn't get involved. You may say the spiritual person is a bad person because you need to have an opinion about it. No. This is called duality. The opinion is one person will say good and another person will say bad. Okay? In India, there is Narendra Modi. The BJP will say Narendra Modi is a good person. The Congress I people will say Narendra Modi is a bad person. Right? In America, there is Donald Trump. The Republicans will say he's a good person. The Democrats will say he's a villain. Who is right? Nobody is right. Who is wrong? Nobody is wrong. Everybody is right and everybody is wrong. Who cares? Are you interested in it? If you have an opinion, if you are going to get involved, you are going to be a part of the karma. So the person is involved only in what he is doing. What is he doing? This is the verse which tells us. What does it say? It's simply aimed at understanding, but although such argument is useless, just now Krishna also says, this argument about whether somebody is good or somebody is bad, this is duality, is useless. Person who has turned their attention away from me, their own true selves are unable to give it up. So, those who have turned their attention against this God, they have gone into the outer world and started making right and the wrong of things around. That kind of a person who has opinions, who has objects, in front of him and keeps on swaying left and right and left and right. What is he doing? He's getting involved in the processes in the world outside, has forgotten the God inside. The God who is inside, you remember, we were talking about reflection, God, godliness, all that which is inside of us, are completely forgotten. So the person gets involved in all the external activities, the external world. Then what happens? You become a person who is the Me Too kind of a person, not that Me Too which you are thinking of now. Me Too means what? Oh, somebody got raped. No, no, no. The Me Too means I become like that person. I become like him. Everybody is doing this, so I am also doing this. You see, there are farmers. Okay. Now, everybody is growing corn, I am also growing corn. If everybody is growing sugarcane, everybody is growing sugarcane. Why? Because my neighbor is doing so, I am also doing. All the people that I saw in the temples over here, everybody is going over there, oh, puja, 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 puja. They are doing all kinds of prayers. And nobody knows why they are doing it. Who is this God? Why are we supposed to do this? Nobody is asking. Nobody is questioning the motives. Nobody wants to know anything. This is what happens. So in the material world, a person gets involved in the processes outside, in the objects outside, forgetting his true nature, which is inside. What is the true nature? Non-involvement with the world. I don't need to wear orange clothes to be spiritually good. I can be myself. Being yourself is very, very important. The God inside of you will direct you to do whatever is the right thing in this world. Be yourself. Be your good self. The words which I always keep on telling my students, be your good self. The good self is what is inside of you. The goodness that remains within inside is what we are supposed to be. That is the God within us. Got it? Don't get involved in the do's and the don'ts and the whys and the wherefores, the rights and the wrongs in this world. If you got to do something, do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Means what? If you have gone for a party and if you have drunk in the past, you can definitely take a glass and drink it. Does not matter. There are no restrictions in this world, by the way. Krishna is not talking about restrictions. That is a false world outside. If you are used to drinking, please drink. There is no harm in it. Krishna is not saying there are no restrictions. You understand? He is not saying you should not do it. He is saying if it is your nature, do it. Who cares? But remember the one inside. You are that godliness. You are that sweetness. You are that kindness. You are that compassionate being. You are the best person in the world who is good to your own self. You be good to your own self. The God inside of you should feel proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. You should be that goodness inside, right? Externally, the way you interact with the world has no value, by the way. Zero value. Yes, the others around you are going to call you names. They're going to say, oh, he's an idiot. He doesn't drink. He's an idiot. He doesn't wear orange clothes. He's an idiot. He doesn't look at women. What difference does it make? It should not matter, because the right and the wrong is in that object itself. Remember what I said? The bottle of liquor is an intoxicant. It is an intoxicant. Why are we bothered about it so much? If I drink it anyway, I'm going to get sozzled someday, sometime, isn't it? Okay. So, finally, what are we talking about? We are not supposed to bother our head about all these things. Just bother yourself with the God inside of you. Be your good self. Don't interact so much, because the more you interact, the more you're going to fall into the ditch. Think somebody comes and provokes you and says, tomorrow is the election. You have to elect this person. Go and put your vote for this person. And then you are going to dissect the whole thing. And then you're going to say, oh, this person is very good. That person is not good. He's done this for us. He's done that for us. So doership is connected with it. Somebody has given you money is a good person. Somebody who has taken money from you is a bad person. So are you not going to say good, bad, evil, right, wrong? All these things are going to come up. The two extremes are going to come up. So sattva is also going to come up and tamas is also going to come up. Why are you so much involved with it? You want to go and vote? Go vote for anybody that you feel like. It does not matter. Don't stress your mind. Don't think about it. You are not going to vote because, oh, this person is good. Does it matter? You know what is the punchline? It is not in your hands. The funniest part of it all is, nothing is in your hands. You are like a bullock, that you have seen that bullock cart. There is one thread running through its nose, or you have seen the horse. There is one bridle, and the person who is riding it is taking the horse around. And the horse thinks, oh, I am going around. It's exactly like a bullock cart. The bullock thinks I am pulling the cart. This whole issue about I am doing it is wrong. Somebody is making me do it. The moment you understand that, no, you are going to not bother your head about anything. You will just do what you're supposed to do. This is the punchline. You see, I kept the suspense till the end, isn't it? The suspense is this. If I am drinking, it is the nature which is making me drink. But the moment I think I am drinking, it's called false ego. I am going to vote for Donald Trump. Okay, it's a false ego. Something is making me vote for Donald Trump. I don't even know who makes me do it. This is the truth. Understood? And this is the supreme divine. The spiritual lesson is this. Don't get so much involved or bothered with the processes. Just do it naturally. If I am used to wearing white clothes like these kind of t-shirts, I will wear them. Do I give a damn about the world? No, I just feel like wearing it's okay. But I am pure, clean, right inside. I don't have to bother my head about other people. Right? And this is exactly how you got to see it. I don't bother about the rights and the wrongs, what people are doing. Why should I bother my head? What comes to me naturally is what I'm going to do. And that natural thing is a God given thing. Something makes me do it. And this is where we end our satsang today. So, a recap. And the recap is this: the whole world interacts with the object with the three gunas, which is inherent. The object has inherent tendencies, it has something in it. And because I have a certain gunas, I will look at the object in that particular manner. So it is either with ignorance, it is either with action, or it is with goodness. Whichever way I will look at the object. The object is not actually involved in the process. You are involved. It's your mind and you. Forgetting the real you. Who is the real you? The God inside of you is the real you. The supreme consciousness is you. We forget that and we get enchanted by the world outside. And we become exactly like that. I become like the world outside. Alright? Forgetting my true nature. And this is the lesson which we have to understand. The true nature is the godliness within me. And the punchline is everything in this world is driven by that divine only. I am just a tool in the hand of God. That's it. So we will stop over here and I'll see you all in the coming week. Thank you.